Coach, a few losses there over the weekend. What did you kind of take away from the trip to Kearney?
I'm not going back to Kearney. It was not a good day. We just didn't. We had one guy not make weight, which really hurts us because that gives away 6. Our heavyweight came down with a skin problem we left on Thursday. He came down with a skin problem on Wednesday. So now we're forfeiting 12, and we're wrestling teams that are too good to forfeit 12 and beat. And that made it tough. And then we also had a couple of matches where we had guys just not wrestle very well. The last match against Central Missouri, I didn't think that they were better than the other teams we wrestled. It was that we were that bad. And I just didn't think we got the job done, and I was very disappointed with not necessarily our effort, but our sometimes our decision making in the matches on Saturday was pretty poor.
Is that a product of just having a long day?
I think that's part of it. It's a long day. It's a long trip. It's 600 miles or whatever down there. It's a combination of everything. I think it was also a combination of first week of school. You could tell that the first week of school, some of these guys hadn't got it. They get into a routine when there's no school. That I work out, I get some supper, I watch TV, I sleep, I get up, I work out, I sleep, and then I go to back to practice. And now all of a sudden it's okay. I got to get up and go to class. And I think that kind of caught up to us a little bit, to be honest.
Taking anything away from it as far as moving forward here? Any strides you saw that maybe could apply to getting back to Regina and then getting into conference play again?
Yeah, I think that there's some things we've got to get our guys healthy right now. We've got to get some of these guys back in the lineup. We don't have enough depth that we can take starters out of the lineup and do well. I think we also, I've been trying to tell the guys that we needed to be another level. That we need to, if you want to make the step to the next level, these are the things you need to do. And then we went down and wrestled some of those kids that are at the next level. And I think our guys found out in a hurry that, hey, you know what? I need to work it out, work at this, work at that. I got to get better because these guys are better right now. And I think that if we took anything away, that's about it, and probably the fact that I'm not going back to Kearney.
What are your thoughts then in your coming up Thursday with the home duel, non-conference? You had some success against the Past.
Yeah, it's great to be coming home. It's nice to be home for a home match. It's nice to have a match that I don't want to say we're going to relax, but it's a match that we feel like if we wrestle the way we're capable, we should win. And it's with Regina, so it's a little more relaxed atmosphere anyway because they don't wrestle folk style. And so when they come down and wrestle folk style, it's a pretty big adjustment for them. And that kind of puts us a little bit at an advantage. But a takedown's still a takedown. That's what their coach says. That's what I say. It doesn't matter whether it's freestyle or folk style. It's still a takedown. And that's the biggest part of the match. So they're going to be tough. We're going to have to be ready to wrestle, but I feel pretty good about it. Plus, it kind of gives us a stretch of days here where we can rest up and get healthy again a little bit.
For someone like myself who's not a big wrestling fanatic, what are kind of one of the main differences between two styles?
Freestyle and folk style, we actually tried to talk them into wrestling a folk style match and then a freestyle match, after the folk style match. But we need to find an official, and that's kind of hard to find, on this short notice. But the biggest difference you'd see in freestyle and folk style is basically, I think, is the locked hands. You can lock your hands at any time in freestyle. Collegiate style, we can't lock our hands. We ride a little bit. In freestyle, if I don't turn you in 15, 20 seconds, they stand us both back up. And I tend to think there's a little bit more action in folk style, especially when you get guys that maybe aren't on the highest level. When you get to the Olympic level, a lot of times there's not much action. But that's true of the Division I tournament too. You get to the finals, a lot of times there's not a lot of action because both guys are so good they don't want to make a mistake. So they aren't going to take a chance. Whereas if you get guys that maybe aren't at that level of ability, they're going to take a chance and keep trying to score, and then that results in more scoring and that kind of thing. So personally, I know it's kind of sacrilegious, but personally when I wrestled, I loved freestyle. Locked my hands, didn't have to work on bottom. It was great for me. But, I understand why some of our guys don't like it so much. But we've got a group right now that's pretty much all got freestyle background. So if we did wrestle freestyle, we'd be okay.